Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to the Poetry of Painting. It's Fiona Hooper here, and it's great to have you along with us watching. As I normally say, please make comments, ask questions. Be great to have your input to the show. And this week we have a wonderful guest returning to the show, which is Kim Noyce from Australia. So, as it is very much silly o'clock in Australia at the moment, as we normally do for my Australian poets, we recorded the show just the other day, and I'm going to be playing the recording for you. So I do hope you enjoy it. It was great doing the recording. Kim is a lovely person, had a super time chatting with her. So hope you enjoy it. Leave me some comments. Welcome to the show, everyone, whether you're watching live or on replay. And I will see you again next week. So don't go away. I'm just going to start the video now.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi, Fiona. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Basking in the heat in the UK at the moment, whereas I gather you've got it a little bit cool over there.
Yeah, it's quite chilly over here in sunny Queensland.
Yeah.
You know, like I guess below 10 degrees in the morning is cold for us. And yeah, I've heard about your heat wave. So
at the moment, 10 degrees sounds quite attractive when it's, quite hot. But if it was 10 degrees here, I'd be thinking, 30 degrees sounds really attractive.
Yeah,
never
exactly.
satisfied, but yeah. So, well, it's great to have you back on the show, Kim. And
It's
just a
great to be
reminder, sorry, talking over you there. Just a reminder to everyone who's listening, please do put your comments in and questions. And as this is a recorded show, we'll get back to you on any comments and questions as soon as we can after the show's gone out. So that would be lovely. So welcome to everybody. And Kim, this week you have done a poem about a painting of mine, which is behind me here.
I have.
Painting that you'd seen, but you knew nothing about it. So that you weren't influenced by any of my ideas about it for your poem, which is great. And I called this one Taking a Break, and it's actually based on a trip to Venice that I did. So a few years ago now, but absolutely fantastic. Love Venice, wonderful place. But it could be a cafe almost anywhere in a sunny location, especially around the sort of Mediterranean and places like that. So yeah, so would you like to say a little bit about what it said to you and read us your poem?
Of course. Yeah, I mean, when you sent me a few pictures of paintings to choose from, I was drawn to that one, I think, because it just had that relaxed sort of atmosphere about it. And I knew it was called Taking a Break, but I didn't take much notice really of where it was. And to me, it sort of spoke of any sort of cafe that you could be sitting at. Like even when I go to Hong Kong, we often go out down to the plaza, it's called. It's like a round open air plaza that has cafes and restaurants. And it even reminded me of that. So it was more, I think it was evoking more memories and emotion. So so I went ahead and called it the Vienna Cafe.
Okay.
But it could be the Venice Cafe. I think like the painting next to you with the beautiful water, that to me just speaks totally Venice. Like I would have to do a poem about Venice. But yeah, it just evoked that sort of feeling that it could be sort of anywhere. So yeah, I haven't been to Vienna, by the way.
Well, you must. It's fantastic. It's a wonderful place. You must visit. Yeah.
I would love to go to Europe. I mean, I've been to London, but yeah, I'd love to venture further and go visit all those beautiful places. My daughter's been to Venice, and she loved it. Yeah. So that was what I felt about your beautiful, just a very relaxed sort of poem, and it just put a story in my head that I went with. Yeah.
Well, let me share the picture on screen for people who are watching so that they can see it better. And
I'll just bring up my poem if this is going to work, hopefully. Okay. So you tell me when we're good to go.
As soon as you're ready.
Okay. So this one is called the Vienna Cafe. Lazy, sunny Sunday brunch day, just taking a break beneath an umbrella table as the morning sky casts fanciful shadows across the pavement. warming my skin as it touches my face. Words are not needed. It's an easy silence that you and I share. Just a glance or a smile over newspaper pages every once in a while, as the smell of freshly brewed coffee and dandelion flowers filter the air. Oh yes, it's a beautiful mix of lazy, sunny Sunday brunch day moments of holiday bliss that always bring a smile to my face as seagulls hover above the spray of the fountain, enticing lovers to stop and steal a kiss amidst the sweet refrain of violins and children's laughter as crowds start to gather in the market piazza. And as I take a sip of my freshly poured brew, a favourite melody plays, taking me back to a time when our love was first new. Sending sweet memories drifting my way of two young dreamers falling in love over coffee and cake, time slipping by unnoticed as promises are made beneath an umbrella table and blue sky swirls, one brown-haired boy and blue-eyed girl at ease with each other and at peace with the world, just taking a break and a load off their feet. Oh yes, it's so nice to be back in the city of music once again, a place where life is so peaceful and serene, a place where people gather and lovers meet. No, not much has changed. So close your eyes for a moment and you will hear a whistling tune floating softly across the way as an artist happily paints a story of the scene before him in a colourful portrait. A scene of two well-travelled dreamers just taking a break beneath an umbrella table at their favourite place. A picture-perfect moment now frozen in time of the very same couple, only now older and wiser, lost in their own world, relaxed in their silence. Still happy daydreaming and whiling the hours away at the very same table over coffee and cake on a lazy sunny Sunday brunch day in June at the Vienna Cafe. Take a breath. It's a bit of a mouthful.
That's beautiful, Kim. That's so lovely, so evocative, and I just love that you know they're there now, and you know the memories of when they first met and how they're now just so comfortable just to sit, as you say, to sit in a companionable silence. And
that's what it said to me. When I first saw it, just very relaxed and like, you know, like me and my hubby, we've been married for 30 years, you know, just very relaxed and sitting there enjoying your favourite.
And you don't have to just fill the time, you know, or fill the space with words. When you can just be together, words aren't always necessary, are they? Oh, that's lovely.
But it was a bit of a mouthful getting all that out. The poem did drive me a little bit crazy because I kept trying to put too many words, I think, in there, and to go away and leave it, come back, go away, come back. Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad you like
that. And will you allow me to publish that with the painting on social media in due course?
I would love that. I would love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, oops, sorry, the Zoom's just done a strange thing there. Come back, Zoom. Where are you? Sorry. Right. Okay. Ignore that.
Okay.
So that was just wonderful. Thank you. So have you been doing much poetry? Because I know you've been a little bit busy with a rather major other event.
Life is getting, you know, busier now that everything's sort of settling down with, well, not settling down, we have lots of COVID, but you know, opening up. So you know, we've moved house. My daughter came home for a very quick trip, catching COVID as well. But we moved house. We're sort of renovating, so we're sort of living in amongst mess here and there, which is, you know, what you have to do. But I have been writing. I have written a few poems, and I've actually started an art course. Yes, bringing it back to what you do. So it's an oil foundation in oils class. So I'm learning to paint in oils. And I didn't realise how much elbow grease is involved in, like, you know, you got to mix it with all the, the medium, is that what they call it? And you got to make it a certain consistency to make sure the paint isn't too runny, it's not too thick. Like,
well, you can use a lot of mediums and things, and but you can keep it quite simple as well. So, you know, but just, you know, as you're learning about all the different things, obviously, which is great. But you know, then once you've got that foundation under your belt, then you can take it whichever way you want, you know, and simplify, or, you know, maybe like I do, I paint normally with knives, which I just paint. I use the paint straight from how it comes out of the tube. I don't use any mediums for that at all, and that just works really well. Yeah. But you know, as you're learning, you know, follow obviously what you're being taught, but then once you've got that under your belt, then you can take it in the way that suits you and the way that you like to work.
Exactly. I don't think there's any really rules, is there? I think they're just teaching us different techniques. And you know, I realise that I am a messy painter. I'm one of the messy ones. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying it, just learning the different techniques. Yeah. So and yes, I have been writing some poetry here and there. Yeah.
Good. So and what's been is it normally about the nature of where you live and that? Because I know you love the area and the forests and nature and
poems just come to me. No, not necessarily about nature. I'm putting together my own poetry anthology, which I did hope to have out by July, but that's been sort of put, you know, on the back burner a bit. But hopefully by Christmas or maybe early next year. So I do write a lot of nature poems, but just whatever comes to mind. So I think my first book, I'm not going to mix them. I'm going to have a book more about poetry that comes from my heart. And then my next one will be more about nature. So yeah, I just, whatever pops into my head, whatever evokes an emotion is what I tend to write about. You know, it could be anything. It could be a movie I watch. It could be just the way I'm feeling, or I'm a bit of a, I don't know. I'm open to anything, whatever comes into my head, basically. Yeah, there's no sort of form of poetry that I write, I guess. Yeah,
it means that
it's a bit of rambling. I do ramble, hence my long poems.
No, your anthology in that case is going to be really lovely, because it will have a mix of so many different things in it. It won't just be you know, aimed at one type of person reading it. It'll have things for all sorts of people and different interests, obviously, as well, which would be lovely.
Yes, and I'm chasing up artwork as well, so that's why it's taking me a bit longer, because I've got to get some artwork to go with my poems. So that takes a bit longer to find artwork as well. So could be knocking on your door one day, you never know, if you're not too busy. But no, I'm loving putting it all together. I've got quite a collection now.
Oh, it's magic. Brilliant. Well, I should look forward to seeing that. Let us know when it's ready, and
I will.
Let me know, and then obviously hopefully you'll be back on another show. I'm not getting rid of you yet, don't worry, you're not to go yet. But you know, when you come back for another show, hopefully you'll have a date for us and links that you can put in the comments, so that people will be able
to follow. That would be lovely. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah. And how about you? I mean, I know that you're very busy, and you with your painting and working and painting, and you do poetry as well.
Well, to be fair, I haven't actually done much poetry for a while, because it's just time at the moment. But the book is with the publisher at the moment, with the poetry and the paintings, with my poems and my guest poems as well. So just, you know, I want to sort of, you know, contact her and say, is it ready yet? Is it ready? You know, but I think no, be patient, let her do her job, you know, and let her get on with it, you know.
So do we have
really
a rough,
looking forward to that.
Sorry, do you have a rough time, like a rough, like an estimated date, or not as yet?
Well, she reckoned that it would be ready by the end of July.
End of July. Oh wow.
This month.
Yes.
So I'm waiting for every day. I think, oh, will I hear today? Will I hear? But not yet.
Trying to be patient.
I know. It's difficult though. It's a bit like you. Not always the most patient things. But
so
I'm trying to be.
This is your first poetry book that you've brought out?
Yes. I did one book quite a few years ago now, but that was more just about my art. But this one, from on the back of these shows,
yes,
it's come about from that, with, you know, as I say, not just my poetry either, it's with all my guest poems, which is lovely because they've got lots of different styles and different ways of writing and the way they see things differently. So that's absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to actually getting a copy in my hot sticky little hands and
seeing it all together.
Yeah,
It'd be an amazing feeling. I look forward to reading it and seeing it, definitely.
Well, it'll be available on Amazon as well, which means
on Amazon
it's easy for people to order it if they're not in the UK as well, which would be lovely.
That's
good. Apart from that, I've been doing my normal alternate Saturday shows at Kingston with my colleagues there, and I've got 3 group exhibitions coming up, plus an art fair where I've got a stand in September at Sandown in Surrey, which is not that far from me. So busy time trying to get, you know, quite a bit of new work ready for those shows.
Because painting is time consuming. I mean, like, I know it must vary on, you know, what painting you're doing, but like, is it a rough sort of, like, if you do a certain size, would it take you well, there's no general time frame?
No, they vary. Some paintings almost seem to paint themselves, you know, it's almost like they've taken control and you're just filling in the
you're
bits.
Just the hand that's painting.
And others you think, you know, oh, it's really not doing what I wanted, and sometimes that's fine if a painting isn't going the way you thought it would, or with the way you thought you wanted it to, because sometimes it doesn't work that way, but it may even be better for not working that way. You know, it seems to take up a direction of its own, so that can work even better sometimes. So
a surprise for you at the end of it all, I suppose, sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I wouldn't say there's any sort of, well, you know, this size takes that length of time or anything. They're all different.
But do you have a time frame though, I guess, if you're doing an art show, or you sort of have enough?
And I think the deadline is really helpful. It really concentrates the mind and gets you focused on it. So that's really good. But
definitely. So you enjoy your art shows, yes? You enjoy taking,
Yeah, and it's lovely, you know, talking with the people, chatting with the visitors, seeing what they think about it as well. So, you know, and not when it's the group shows, it's lovely hearing what they think about other artists' work and seeing the other artists' work as well, because we all get inspired by what we see around us, and that includes other paintings as well, not to copy, but just sometimes they'll trigger an idea. So that's really good. So I'm looking forward to those.
It must be exciting, just seeing what paintings people are drawn to. And
right, sorry about that, Kim. We seem to have lost the Zoom there, but we're back again now. So
we're back. Great. It's all good.
Oh dear. So, where were we? I can't even remember where we were.
That's a good question.
We did books and poetry.
I think we're talking about your art and your shows, and maybe like how people were drawn to, you know, maybe different paintings for different reasons. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, thank you for that, reminding me there.
I think I remember. I think that was the last thing.
But it is useful, you know, looking at other artwork, because sometimes it may be just something like a color combination. Oh, that works really well, but you know, as I say, not copying what someone else has done, but just maybe incorporating bits. And you know, there's saying that, you know, feel like an artist, and it's not to copy or to try and pass off work as somebody else's work. It's just that, you know, we're always looking and think, you know, so we're stealing from nature when we see a beautiful scene and we want to incorporate that in our painting, you know. So feel in a nice way, shall we say.
No, I agree. Even with photography, you know, like I often look at, you know, I like taking photos, so I'll often see a photo on Instagram or something. Oh my goodness, that angle, or like the way they took that. So next time I see a bridge, I might think, oh, I might shoot it from under there, or I might do it that way. You know, it just gives you a different notion of how to take it, how to take the photo. Yeah.
Saying that, your photos are absolutely gorgeous. So anybody that would like to see Kim's photos, if you would like to put a link to your Instagram account in the comments, Kim, after the show, that would be great, that people can see some of your photos, because they are stunning. You've got some wonderful shots. So
thank you. I'm dying to get out and go hiking again soon. I haven't been hiking for so long, just due to the weather. We've had a lot of rain over here, but also hubby's got to have an operation soon. So, going out hiking on these big long hikes on my own isn't the best idea. So, but I'm just got very itchy feet to go out and take more photos of nature. But yeah, there's plenty of nature still around us everywhere, but looking forward to that. Yeah.
You say you've had a lot of rain. I know over sort of Sydney area, and that has been awful with flooding and things. Have you been affected like that with flooding at all, or have you been
not this particular time, but we've had like a lot of rain most of the year. So in Queensland, yes, in Brisbane we've had big floods, but more so in a place called Gympie, which is a few hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours, I could be wrong, from Brisbane, but major flooding like we've sort of never seen before. So I think it is to do with climate change. And we're still getting rain. It just stops for a while and then it seems to come back. But yes, Sydney was affected, and New South Wales more greatly affected this time. Yeah.
Awful for the people concerned. Mind you, if they could send some of that rain over here, or if you could send some of yours over here, that'd be great, because we've had no rain for several weeks, and forecasts have no rain for another couple of weeks or more yet, I believe. But
which is sort of nearly unheard of for you guys, isn't it? Like, it's a drought, really. Like, I think we joke around and say a couple of days without rain in the UK is almost a drought. So
the reason, and I know, typically Australia is sort of like the country for Barbies, obviously.
Yes.
And the reason putting out warnings saying please do not have barbecues, have picnics.
Too hot.
Barbecue. Well, because everything's so dry.
Oh goodness, yes, fire.
Yes,
I should know that, shouldn't I? Yes, fire danger. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I think
how are you handling the heat? How are you handling it?
I'm okay so far, so good. I don't tend to go out and stay in the sun too long. A bit of sun's nice, but I have to be careful, otherwise I can burn anyway. So
I can totally relate to that. I totally relate to that. Yeah.
But it's to me it is a sign, as you say, of climate change. And yes, we used to get hot spells, but they seem to be getting hotter hot spells
and longer.
Yeah, and the weather, winter didn't really seem like a winter. It wasn't that cold, and it just seems like things are changing. I have plants in flower at the wrong time of the year.
Nature's confused. Nature's even confused. They don't know what's going on. Things that are
normally in flower April, May. I've had them start flowering again in October, November, which is weird.
Not right. It's not meant to happen. Not meant to happen. No. Well, they even think. Sorry.
No, carry on.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No, I was just thinking when talking about like that, with all the flooding here, they're actually thinking of having to relocate towns because they don't think they can keep cleaning up, every few months from floods. So it has got extreme. Yeah, it has got extreme.
To have your house flooded, your home, it must be soul destroying because it's not clean water. It's just disgusting.
Oh no, it's horrible.
Yeah. So
not good.
I feel so sorry for people who've been flooded out, and of course over there you've had the awful fires during COVID as well. That
we did have fires.
Lost their homes and some lost their lives as well.
But I think it's extreme everywhere around the world, isn't it? It's not just one place. It's everywhere. So we have to do our bit and
absolutely
do what we can. Yeah, definitely.
And even down to trying to use as little plastic as possible and everything else. So Yeah, if we all do
every
our
little
little
bit helps.
absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure, for sure.
Well, I think we're probably about up to our time now, Kim. So sorry
It goes
about
so fast.
the disjointed call this time.
Yes.
I think Zoom has changed the way they do things. So never mind, we'll know for another time. So
That's okay. We just have to
thank
keep
you.
an eye on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much for being on the show, writing such a wonderful poem about my painting. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Brilliant to catch up with you again as well. It's been way too long. Hopefully it won't be as long until you're back
It
on the
has
show
been
next
too
time.
long, and I'd love to come back and catch up with you. Thank you for having me and asking me to do a poem for your beautiful paintings. They're
You're
gorgeous.
very
So
welcome.
thank you.
So
Thank you.
thank you, Kim. Thank you, everybody, for watching and making comments and questions and everything. And I look forward to seeing everybody again next week, next Wednesday at 7 p.m. UK time. So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Kim. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Fiona.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.